Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together with a new draft every day. And today, as you can see, I've just jumped into a Lorwyn Eclipsed draft. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the cards. I definitely have some preferences at this point. And so, but don't worry. So, you know, I pretty much know at least an inclination of what I want to pick out of most packs. But don't worry if you're a little bit less familiar. I will be looking at a lot of the cards and I will be talking through what they do. Sig's Command is one that I actually have not gotten to play with yet. So for one, a white and a blue, you can choose to copy a Merfolk. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink. So all of your stuff gains lifelink. Draw a card or tap a creature and put a stun counter. Oh yeah. And this thing counts as a Merfolk. And the art is totally sweet. I will absolutely be Sig's Commanding out of pack one just because I would really like to get to cast it. Still the early format, still want to experiment with these cards. Probably in the late format, the pick will be Rhymekin Recluse. When it enters, return another creature to its owner's hand because that would go in any blue deck and is a bomb. But hey, out of this pack, I kind of want to just see if I get to run the Sig's Command because I haven't gotten to play with it yet or even seen anyone play it. Okay, what do you do? 4/4 for 2, a red, and a white. 2 tap, another creature you control gains flying and lifelink until end of turn. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained life this turn, exile cards in the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if it's less than or equal to the amount of life you gained. So this card falls in a category that we've talked about a lot, which is 4 drops without an enters the battlefield effect and without hexproof, ward, or shroud or anything like that. So there is a low floor on how good this can be. It's very possible that you play this and it just immediately gets removed for 2 or 3 mana, or even 1 mana. I think I'll speculate on it. Probably what I should take here after taking Sig's Command is the uncommon Merfolk, but I haven't gotten to play with this card. Seems pretty sweet. Okay, we have a Flock Imposter, which I think is perfectly fine. It is understated, but there's lots of cool stuff that you can do with this. You flash it in and you bounce a creature to its owner's hand. So by the way, I don't necessarily recommend taking these gold cards early. It's just that in the early format, I want to speculate on getting to play with as many of these, multicolored rares as possible because that experience can be invaluable if you face them in the later format. So it's not that I'm saying this necessarily is the pick, but it's the pick that I want to do right now to deepen my format understanding. So here with the Sig's Command, which I think is probably better than Bree, I'm actually inclined to just take Hallowed Fountain. It makes it more likely that I get to play. I don't know if you're really splashing Sig's Command outside of the Merfolk deck, but it just makes my mana better if I end up anywhere near Merfolk. So I think I'm going to do that. Here I am seeing a few signals. So if you're not familiar with the set so far, don't worry, but I think there are some signals that we can divine out of this pack. First of all, Spry and Mighty seems like a very, very conditional card and a very, very confusing one. I don't think it's going to be a good card. Creekwood Safe Right, I do think is perfectly fine. If you're in the elf deck, this thing can get really huge. It starts small and then it just gets enormous. So I do think this is a pretty good one. Liminal Hold, I think is good. I just think Oblivion Ring is going to be good in the format. I could end up being wrong, but I think it is. I also quite like Gravelgill Scoundrel, especially in the Merfolk deck. And then Cinder Strike. Cinder Strike is nutty. 4 damage for 1 mana is just an incredible rate. Having said that, with my start, Sig's Command and Hallowed Fountain especially, I think I'm going to grab the Liminal Hold. Gravelgill Scoundrel is a very valuable one, so it's very possible I should just take that. But I think Liminal Hold is a good one here. Wow, I could have another Hallowed Fountain. Is that worth it? I actually do think that Collective Inferno can be quite good. If we were in a dedicated Goblins deck, I faced this card and it is really hard to deal with. It is technically a 5 mana enchantment that doesn't affect the board, but it has Convoke and it also affects your next combat step, right? If you play it first main, then as soon as you go to combat, you're going to be dealing double damage with all of your little goblins. Having said that, I actually love having really good mana. I'm going to take a Hallowed Fountain, partly because this could be the start of a Merfolk deck, but it also could be the start of a Vivid deck. So I would be inclined to take Hallowed Fountain over the green-white land, but I think taking a land is really good for us here. Wanderwine Distractor I think is quite good in the Merfolk deck, but I have the start of some kind of a very interesting control deck perhaps. So I'm kind of inclined to just take Pacifism. I actually do think that the Wanderwine Distractor is really nice, but look, we have a 3-drop, 2 4-drops, and 2 lands. I think maybe just a cheaper removal spell is a nice one for us here. So let's snap that up. In this situation, yeah, I've been totally unconvinced by winnowing. If this ends up being good, I'll be quite surprised. I could always be wrong, but I will be quite surprised. I do think Bark of Doran is kind of a sleeper card. It's actually very good when you have that 1/3 unblockable, for example, or putting it on a flyer with 3 toughness. You can crack in for 4 damage every turn. So I actually found it pretty nice when I was running it in Merfolk. I'm not saying it's a good card, but I think I'm actually going to take the Flaring Cinder here. There's a Reluctant Dawn Guard, but that's more of a Kithkin card, and I think Flaring Cinder is going to be nice if we end up with Vivid payoffs, which it really seems like we are. So we have a choice of Vivid payoffs. We could take the Twin Flame Travelers and say that we're actually leaning towards Elementals, but with double Hallowed Fountain, Bree, Flaring Cinder, etc., I kind of want to see if I can go Vivid. I haven't drafted the Vivid deck yet, and I think Shimmer Creep is a better Vivid payoff than Kithkeeper, probably. Shimmer Creep could just smack the opponent for 5 in the head. That seems pretty powerful. Okay, I'm inclined to take Wanderwine Preacher because it's a good 2-drop. And if we end up in Merfolk, then I'll be perfectly happy to have it. Also, if I have a certain number of Merfolk, then I could run Sig's Command and have the option of doing the first ability, even if I'm not technically a Merfolk deck per se. Okay, and it actually looks, I mean, we wheeled the Merfolk card that I was considering, what was it, 3rd picking? So I'm just going to snap that up. Or 2nd picking. I'm just going to snap that one up. And another Merfolk card. Okay, it looks like maybe the Vivid Dream is not where you need to be. I'll probably just pass this green card. Well, I don't think anyone's playing either of those cards. And wow, we actually wheeled a Tributary Vaulter. This is a crucial piece for the Merfolk deck. So I'm very happy to have that one. And this, by the way, is a kind of a card that I was talking about with Bark of Doran. If you stick a Bark of Doran on this, hey, it's like not that bad, right? Okay, I do think that this sort of Kithkin thing, these cards that you look for a forest or a plains, like these cards that can help fix your mana are so good. But having said that, I'm not going to play it outside of the Kithkin deck. Personify is nice as well if you have enters effects. Like imagine flickering, this flickers something. And imagine flickering like a Shimmer Creep, something like this. So I actually kind of like that one. I could take a Tributary Vaulter, but we just last picked a Tributary Vaulter, or 2nd, 3rd last picked or something. So I really don't feel a ton of pressure to do that. So yeah, let's go ahead and snap up Personify. It's also very nice for dealing with removal when your opponent is trying to remove one of your threats. Okay, I could take Silvergill Mentor here. I think that's quite good. Protective Response is also awesome. The thing about Protective Response is you can tap some of your Merfolk for value to convoke it. Convoke cards are great with Merfolk. But I'm not necessarily convinced of going absolutely all in on Convoke yet. And the other thing is, I am really not sure if... I mean, this is not something you can really do with the Tributary Vaulter. We don't have the Merfolk that actually give value when they tap for this one, because if you're... This only matters when you're attacking mostly. And so you would want to be convoking something you can convoke during your attack step, but these guys are usually going to be tapped during your attack step. So Protective Response more wants the guys that tap to make a 1/1, that kind of a thing. Now, will we take Protective Response here or Wanderwine Preacher? I would like more 2-drop Merfolk. Can never get enough 2-drop Merfolk. This is actually a tough one. Oh my goodness, I was paused. I'm not sure how long I was paused for. I'm sorry. I took a Protective Response over a Wanderwine Preacher, and now I'm going to take another Wanderwine Preacher. Okay, snapping up a Wanderwine Preacher. I was going on a bit of a mini rant. So here, I might just want another Wanderwine Preacher to go with my Tributary Vaulter over the next Spiral into Solitude. I think I'll probably take that. Spiral into Solitude might be a better card, but you really, in this deck, would love to have a curve out that looks like Wanderwine Preacher into Tributary Vaulter most games. Okay, I was going on a mini rant about that. Give a creature +2/+2 and flying, draw card, aura. The classic issue with creature enchantments or auras in limited is that you can get 2-for-1 really easily. You invest an extra card on your creature, and then suddenly you have... Is this card worse than I think it is? I just keep seeing it. Okay, and then suddenly you get blown out by a removal spell. So auras that reimburse you with a card look like they solve that problem. The issue is while the aura is on the stack, you can still get removed. So I don't think it addresses the fundamental problem with that kind of a card. Eclipse Kithkin is not really belonging in this pack. Kind of suggests that Kithkin is open. I actually wonder if it definitely does seem that blue is getting cut from the left, but white seems wide open at this table. I have not been paying attention to the data or anything. I wonder if the scuttle is that white is bad in the set or something, because I do seem to end up in white a lot, and I'm not hating it. I might just take Runaway together here. I don't have any ETBs yet, really. Any enters the battlefield effects yet, really. I mean, maybe, hey, maybe I end up Kithkin. If Kithkin is just wide open. I mean, it's really awkward with Tributary Vaulter. Actually, I have no Kithkin. I have no Kithkin right now. Okay, I think it would be really hard for me to end up Kithkin. I could take this and keep the Vivid Dream alive, but let's just grab Runaway together. I don't hate that card. It's not a great card, but I don't hate it. So I'll take another Tributary Vaulter. I mean, our deck is just trying to play Wanderwine Preacher into Tributary Vaulter. I actually don't know if that's a good plan. We're going to find out. Here, sure, I'll take the Prideful Feastling. I think our curve is good. Another... I mean, 5 2-drops. I do think this card is good, right? I do think this card is good. It has, like, pseudo lifelink. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out if the Blisteringly Fast... Is it Blisteringly Fast? Just has a lot of the same 2-drop. We'll find out if the fast Merfolk deck is good. I think Merfolk is open. I'm seeing Tributary Vaulter and a million of the 2-drop Merfolk. By the way, I was correct that we would wheel it. And another Personify. Okay, so if we get something with an Enters the Battlefield effect, we're really happy. This has an Enters the Battlefield effect, but not quite what I'm talking about. Would I play a 3/5 that brings a creature with mana value 3 or less to the battlefield? I probably would, right? I probably would. A 3/5 for 6 that brings back a creature of mana value 3 or less. Yeah, it's like a super... It's a 2 mana more expensive than a Gravedigger. I mean, I could also take Glister Baron and say, you know what, I'm still living the dream. I don't know. Is Emptiness better for this deck than, let's say, Temporal Cleansing? I just think Temporal Cleansing is going to be replaceable. I'm going to speculate on the Emptiness. Oh, and then we get Catharsis. Yeah, I kind of concluded that you don't want to play this one if you don't have access to red. Remove a -1/-1 counter from this creature, draw a card. And it has 1 -1/-1 counter on it. I think I want Silvergill Peddler. I don't actually have that many ways of tapping my cards, but hopefully we'll find some more Convoke stuff. Silvergill Peddler is a really important piece for the deck. So let's cut the Flaring Cinder. I don't know how good this deck is, to be honest. But I don't think that what I need is more removal, right? I have Liminal Hold, Protective Response, double Spiral into Solitude. I'll take the Silvergill Peddler. Okay, Sunderflock is an amazing one for the Elementals deck. I actually think I can probably run it in the Merfolk deck. I do have Emptiness. That's technically an Elemental. So it costs X less, or X is the greatest value among Elementals you control. So you could reduce it with Emptiness. But I mean, even this Changeling reduces it by a few. I think I speculate on this, and you know, for example, you can personify it. Oh no, if you cast it, never mind. You can't personify it. They thought about that one. Yeah, so now blue is looking quite open. Or now blue is looking more open than white. It's kind of funny how these things work. Let's see, Blight Rot. Maybe I'm not even supposed to be in Merfolk. Crib Swap is terrible, by the way. Giving your opponent a 1/1 is just historically horrible and limited. I guess I'll play the Sneakling. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to curve out and crack in with Tributary Vaulters, and that's the game plan. I don't love this deck. Kind of hoping for a Deus Ex Machina with some amazing cards coming down the tube here. There is a Shimmer Creep. I mean, I could still go Vivid, but I don't really have the mana base to support it. I think I'll take the Marrow Sky Swimmer. Kind of sweet to be able to tap all of my stuff. I think it's better for me than another Liminal Hold at this point. I might have Tunnel Visioned on Merfolk, but I will say Merfolk was clearly wide open. I was getting like Tributary Vaulters, 11th pick, that kind of a thing. Now, can I play this? At the beginning of your end step, you can remove a counter from it. And then you bring a creature back from your graveyard. I don't know, with 5 Wanderwine Preachers, a Silvergill Mentor, and a Mischievous Sneakling, it seems pretty good even without Blight synergies. And I'm looking for a top end. I need ways of winning. So I could believe that I just take this card, sure. So I'm probably not playing these two, and I'm on 28. Oh, Appeal to Erdu is a gift for me. I technically could take Tanafel, but this does not seem like the Tanafel deck. So because Vivid doesn't matter, could be that I cut the Sneakling, or maybe I cut Runaway together. I really don't have that many Enters effects, unfortunately. Play Appeal. Another Tributary Vaulter. I mean, having too many of this card is not amazing, but if you have two of this card, you have 2/3/3 flyers, right? Because they can buff each other as they attack. So I'll take this. I'll take this. I guess Marrow Sky Swimmer is nice with Personify. That's one little synergy that I have. Yeah, honestly, I guess I'll cut my other 3-drop and play Tributary Vaulter. This is just the Tributary Vaulter deck. The question of this deck is Wanderwine Preacher plus Tributary Vaulter good? I do think that I screwed up by not taking the unblockable creature. I can't remember what else was on offer. What is this? Some kind of symmetrical, hasty elemental. Could be good, actually. As an elemental, it could be good. Okay, all right. I'm going to try to craft this into something that makes sense. Okay, this is a deck that does one thing. It plays Wanderwine Preacher into Tributary Vaulter, and then it has a little bit of removal. And that's the game plan. It's pretty fast, and I think I'm going on 16 lands. It's hard to cast Sunderflock. I don't know if Sunderflock even belongs in this deck. It would be nice with Emptiness, but I took out both of my other changelings. You know what? With no other changelings, now that I'm thinking about the fact that I cut my other changelings, I probably can't run it, right? So I should look for a way to include the changelings, or I should cut it. Okay, I'm going to try it with 17 lands and not running the suspicious unsupported 5/5 flyer. I have a bunch of flyers, so not flying enough is not my problem. I might go to 16 partly because my probability of getting mana screwed is a little bit lower with the double Hallowed Fountain, but okay, let's see how this goes. Let us run this out. All right, let's just hope for a fast start. That's all I'm hoping for. Ooh, that's not a fast start. That is not a fast start. Do I mulligan this? Probably not. Probably not. Yep, very slow start. Well, if I can start pilfering, then at least I can craft my hand a little bit. So target creature gains indestructible. All right, now our Wanderwine Preacher has decided to show up. Remove a counter, target creature gains indestructible, but you can only do it as a sorcery. Doing it only as a sorcery is a big limitation, right? But it's still quite good. And it has 2 counters on it, so it can become a 4/4. Yeah. This thing does not affect its activated abilities. So I could remove that next turn. More likely, I just want to make it unable to attack or block. Oh, especially now that they've invested in it. I see. Okay. So I'll play a Preacher, and I'll spiral that guy into Solitude. 2 can play that game, spiraling into Solitude. Okay, so do I swing my Wanderwine Preacher into their 3/3? I don't think so. No way are they gonna block. It would just be too ridiculous. Decline. This just makes it hard for them to attack with Wary Farmer. Oh, or not. It's the battle of the removal. Okay. Meander's Guide, I think, is kind of a good one. I mean, I might just spiral. I think I actually do just spiral into Solitude Wary Farmer. Because I really want to be able to start connecting. It's a little wasteful, but my deck is basically an aggro deck, which already is an issue because we have not been very aggressive this game. Okay, it's a 2/2 and a 2/1. Okay. Their deck also is an aggro deck, but they have bigger creatures. Well, flying would be really nice in this matchup, I think. I'm definitely going to exile both of their extra pieces here because they're getting value out of them. Okay, I really need to be on 16 lands. It's crystal clear to me that I need to be on 16 lands. Now, this card, they could return from their graveyard to their hand, but they have to blight 2 to do it. But this does let them give their stuff indestructible. So on balance, I think it's better to exile that, even though it involves putting that in the bin. Now, I wish I could blight one more so that this guy would die, so that I could return it. So this returns a creature from my graveyard. Well, I can tap Silvergill Peddler with the Meander's Guide. That's kind of nice. That is kind of nice, actually. I'm not going to throw away my Wanderwine Preacher for that reason. Okay, so they blighted 2 onto the down guard. That makes sense. That makes sense. But doesn't this give me an attack? If you attack with a Spikeling here, this gives me an attack. Like a really good attack. Yep. Yep, I don't hate this. Okay, so when it attacks, you can tap another Merfolk and return a creature with mana value 2 or less. Okay, so what I want to do is cast this, and I'm going to tap EA value, tap, 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 and then probably tap the white. Draw a card, then discard a card. I could also, in theory, discard a Merfolk and then attack with Meander's Guide. It's a little risky. Okay, I must drop to 16 lands next turn. I mean, next game. Absolutely must. That is non-negotiable. All right, I will attack. Now, do they have a flash? Yes, they have the 4/2 flash, potentially. So I'm going to hold back Meander's Guide. I think that card's a little bit too good to try to trade off here, or to risk trading off here, I mean. I must go to 16 lands. This deck is way too aggressive to not do that. I imagine they're going to hold their Spikeling back. Then I will offer the trade. Whoa, what's going on here? Well, I wasn't born yesterday, so I'm not going to block. Oh, Liminal Hold is a nice one. So am I offering the trade? I don't even know if I need to. Like, can't I just attack with Wanderwine Preacher plus Marrow Sky Swimmer? Then they'll probably block the Sky Swimmer, and I still don't get a creature in the bin. It's funny, I could also Liminal Hold. I could Liminal Hold their Liminal Hold. That's probably the best thing to do. I like that idea. And that guy is a creature of value 2 or less, so I could bring back a Wanderwine Preacher with that. Yeah, okay. So attack, attack, attack. Do I just want to loot, though? Nah, it's wasteful. I'll go in with these 3. See what they've got. I mean, they must have something, right? They're not winning this combat. Now, do I just Liminal Hold right now? Do I just Liminal Hold right now? Yeah, I think I can only wait so long. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to give them another turn. I don't want to just play out all my cards for no value. That just sounds really bad. All right, take 3. I mean, I'm just winning this race so handily. Okay. I mean, sure. I'm just going with both. I don't know if I'm winning this race so handily, but I am winning this race. So I'm hoping that they block down the Wanderwine Preacher. Okay, they're just trying to make their down guard really big, I guess. Sure, I guess I'll play this and pass. Yeah, they want to make their down guard big enough that I can't attack with Wanderwine Preacher anymore. So down guard becomes a 3/3. Gallant Foul Knight. Okay. Sure. So probably I'll just chump with the 1/1 Merfolk. I don't think the 1/1 Merfolk is doing so much for me. Just chump block there. I wish I could block with something with mana value 2 or less. That would be a lot better. Okay, so now I could Luminal Hold Gallant Foul Knight. Pitch the silver. Okay, so I have to. Okay, does this work? Can I tap Silvergill Peddler? It resolves first, putting Silvergill Mentor in the bin, and then I return it with Meander's Guide. I think that works. So I'm going to begin with Liminal Hold. I could put it on the Liminal Hold to get the 2/7 back, but I think I just want to get rid of this Foul Knight. Is this worth it though? Putting this in the bin and then returning it? I actually think maybe it's better to just cast it and get rid of this island and get an extra card out of that. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay. But I will attack with all 3. Becomes tapped, I gain 2, and then I will tap the Silvergill Peddler to loot. Love having the Silvergill Peddler lying around. I wonder why they didn't tap 2. I wonder why they didn't tap 2 to get rid of it. Wow. I must go to 16 lands. I am so much more flooded than I should be. Keep out. Oh, they had to keep out. Oh, that's brutal. Yep, that's absolutely brutal. So they get first strike. Okay, that's probably GG. It's very hard for me to imagine recovering from that. I'm not really sure what I would have to do. Yeah, keep out is such a bad one. And I could have liminal holded their liminal hold. Okay, I guess lesson learned. I should have just got my 2/7 for value. I didn't think about destroy target enchantment in best of 1. Just didn't really occur to me. But yeah, green and white are the destroy target enchantment colors. And they have another liminal hold. I'll trade there, I guess. Taking 10. Yep. Okay, they got me. Down to 16 lands. I got way more lands than I could ever have needed that game. All right. Oh, we can never draw a 2-drop despite having like 9 of them. It's pretty bad. Well, these two at least buff each other. So that's something. I have removal and these two buff each other. Oh, that last game was so winnable. If I had just liminal holded the thing that had the 2/7, yeah, they would have had their 3/4, but I would have kept my 3/2 that cursings from the graveyard. It was just so winnable. Absolutely cracked card that the opponent just played. These are going to be absolutely some of the best cards in the set. These tribal things that find a creature of that tribe or a land. They just fix your mana perfectly. Amazing cards. Amazing cards. Really, really, really pushed that they printed those. Okay, Spiral into Solitude. So I'm stuck on white. I'll probably just play Marrow Sky Swimmer. It holds back Eclipse Kithkin nicely. And it's going to be pretty annoying for them to face an onslaught of 5 damage in the air every turn. Tributary Vaulter did not get a trigger despite tapping. Sad. Okay, they're attacking with Wary Farmer. No blocks, of course. Are they stuck on lands? Are they stuck on lands? Let's see. Okay, Klatchin Festival. But you don't have... Okay, you have Wary Farmer trigger, but you don't have any other triggers relevant to getting creatures. Still not a white source, so that's very painful. All right, and with these two, I will buff the Sky Swimmer, crack in for 5. I mean, this is what my deck is trying to do. Bonk, bonk. Now, I could Spiral into Solitude and save up for a Sneakling, but I kind of just want to do Vaulters. This is Vaulter.deck, so let's just get some Vaulters in the air. And now my Vaulters are online. I'm cracking in for 8 a turn. I have them on a 2-turn clock. So it's very possible that the Kithkin deck can keep up with that, but I think the Vaulters plan is pretty good. I think I was past a few too many Vaulters this draft. Probably more than I'm supposed to be, but we'll see if it pays off. Okay, this guy is going to eat an Oblivion, right? Or a Pacifism, I mean. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a very nice one. So Pacifism this guy. I could get rid of it. I could actually exile it. I don't think it's that important though. So if I attack with this, does it change their clock at all? 6, 7, 8, 9, putting them to 6. I think it's perfectly fine just to attack with these 3. These guys can buff each other or whatever. So hit you for 8, I mean. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And then let's just play another flyer. See if they can kill me. This is how I hoped this deck would play out. But it probably helps me a lot that my opponent is completely stuck on 3 lands. But yeah, this is what the Tributary Vaulters can do if they are assembled as a team. And there we go. Got the win. All right. The Vaulter deck doing its thing. Vaulting. Revaulting, my opponent might say. Okay, so 1 win, 1 loss. Let's try to pick up some more wins and hopefully raise my rank a little bit, get a trophy, prove the Vaulter squad theory. All right, another fast hand, please. A 2-drop this time would be nice. Hallowed Fountain. Okay, all right, okay. I take it back. I'm sorry. Well, basically every 2-drop in my deck is a Wanderwine Preacher. Kind of funny to ask for a 2-drop and get 3 2-drop creatures and a 2-cost spell. But okay. Okay. I see how it goes. I think it's not a mulligan. I mean, I just hope to draw a Vaulter, and then I think this hand becomes pretty good. All right, I'll keep this. Sig's Command, that's a nice one. Okay, so you can give all my stuff lifelink in case I'm not drawing enough life with the Wanderwine Preachers, which maybe I won't be against the black-red deck. You can stun a creature, can draw a card. It's like a little mini cryptic command. I can make another Wanderwine Preacher if I want. It is a sorcery, so if you're copying your stuff, you really need to do this when they're tapped down, if they're in colors that have a lot of removal, which they are. Okay, Mud Button Courser. It can't block. When it dies, you get to blow up one of my things. All right. In with a Preacher. So what does this do? You blight 1 and make 2 1/1s, and then you blow up a Wanderwine Preacher when you blight 1. So you get 2 1/1s, drain me for 1, and kill a Wanderwine Preacher. Yeah, that's pretty grotesquely good, for sure. Okay, Giant Fall, and then you're going to blow up my other one. Yep, that's really bad for me. That's really bad for me. And you get in 2 damage. Yep. Yep. Yep, that's incredible value, for sure. Big trouble for me. Okay. Wanderwine Preacher. Ugh, I wish I'd had this Personify earlier. Okay. Well, Personify does blink removal in a really nice way. Oh, they don't also drain me for 1, do they? Because... Oh, no, they did. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, so they're not representing that they have some kind of removal. Okay, now, yeah, now Slumbering Walker is looking pretty awesome. Yeah, now Slumbering Walker is just looking really nice. I'm not going to attack with Wanderwine Preacher into Iron Shield Elf. Slumbering Walker is looking really nice, isn't it? Oh, is it going to get removed? That's really bad. What do you have, though? 4-1/-1 counters? What else could you have? I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I don't know what the removal spell would be here. I certainly don't know the format that well. All right, back comes a Wanderwine Preacher. It begins. I cannot copy this guy, unfortunately, because he's not a Merfolk. Okay, so now let's see. I could tap down their Iron Shield Elf and go in with everybody. Maybe draw a card, stun their Iron Shield Elf. Honestly, that sounds kind of good. No, the other thing that I could do, though, which might even be better, is just pacifism Iron Shield Elf and then try attacking with the team. I have Personify to save the Slumbering Walker if need be, and I definitely think I should hold that up. I might hold this land just in case looting becomes relevant. So yeah, I'm going to go in with the team, gain 4. Wanderwine Preacher is really nice in racing situations. The downside of this is I don't save Sig's Command for something potentially better. Okay, this looks like they're going to Blight Rot this guy. Yeah, it's Blight Rot. And yeah, I'll just flicker it. What a good card. What a good card. I get to reset my counters as well. What a good card. 4 damage gets through, reset my counters, and then I get a Wanderwine Preacher back. Yeah, the downside of this is I don't save pacifism for if they have something better than Iron Shield Elf. Oh, they just played a Plains? That's not what I was expecting. And it does scare me that I guess there's something good that they have. But Sig's Command can tap whatever if they play something really good. And I am actually representing a pretty good amount of damage at this point. I have no reason to exile this guy, right? They can discard a card, but it's not like there's, I don't know, madness in this set. Oh, Burning Curiosity is a really good one. Oh yeah, it does let them blight. Ripping off 2 -1/-1 counters on each creature. Wow. Interesting. Wow. So they haven't played a land, so they could play a land and then put 2 -1/-1 counters on everything. Slumbering Walker will start getting my stuff back, so that's nice. Giant. Okay. Scary. It's a giant deck. Okay. Drain me for 2. Well, Slumbering Walker looking really good here, yeah? I unfortunately cannot choose the same mode more than once. But okay. In with the Walker. Move to my end step. And I'll put a counter on it. And I will bring back a Wanderwine Preacher. Let's go, Slumbering Walker. This Walker is slumbering no more. He has woken up. What are you? You have your very own Slumbering Walker. That's bad for me. That's bad for me. Okay. I'll draw a card and stun your Walker, I guess. So I want to draw a card and I want to stun your Walker so that I can push some damage. Not that pushing damage is like that amazing. Appeal to Erdu, pretty bad here. Pretty darn bad here. That guy cannot block. And then, yep, I'll bring back Wanderwine Preacher. I don't know, maybe it's actually good. This is a race. So you can bring back Iron Shield Elf. That's really annoying. And you have a Reaping Willow. That might be game. I'm not totally sure what I can do about that. Because now you bring back your Elf and you're just constantly looping Elf and Curse Tosser. That sounds pretty unbeatable. I do have Oblivion Ring. But even Oblivion Ring doesn't do it, right? Even Oblivion Ring doesn't do it. They don't have anything to bring back. Oh, Spiral into Solitude. Yes. Yes. Spiral into Solitude on just Reaping Willow. So they can't lifelink. The problem is they still have the Iron Shield Elf. That's why I was saying it doesn't do it. But yeah, let's put this on Reaping Willow. And then actually, but it doesn't matter, right? I actually can attack with everything. I can lose a Wanderwine Preacher, blight onto Slumbering Walker, and still get value back. Yeah, I think that's fine if they have to discard their last card, actually. That's probably just fine. It's probably a land, but I think I do just attack with everything here. Yeah, Spiral into Solitude, amazing draw. That was a very lucky draw by me, for sure. So here I'm doing 3/6. Oh. I'm sure I just go for lethal, right? They decided not to block. I'm sure I just go for lethal. I'm sure of it. If they have a removal spell here, I still sneak through 8 damage. I'm sure I'm just supposed to try for lethal. Oh, it's 1 off of lethal. Whoopsies. I miscounted. I thought it was exact damage. I thought that was exact damage. My bad. Okay, I was not supposed to play that. Although I guess having them at 1 is pretty good. All right, I'll take it. Is this okay? All right, we got there. Pretty awkward to miscount lethal, but okay. I mean, hey, we didn't even have a Vault Tosser, and the Vault Tossing deck still kind of did its thing. So that's 2 wins, 1 loss. All right, on to match number 4. If you're enjoying watching these fishies swim, I do post a Lorwyn draft every single day. Go ahead and click subscribe in the link below. All right, 1 more win and we've almost broken even on our cost of entry. Well, no, 1 more win and we're at 1,000 gems. I always aim for 4 wins. If I get 4 wins, I'm never too sad. I mean, obviously I'd like to get trophies every event, but that's not really how life works, is it? That's not really how life works. Slumbering Walker proving to be pretty awesome. We'll see if Emptiness is nice. I am enjoying these graveyard shenanigans. Yeah, see, like Slumbering Walker is going to fetch that guy back. I don't hate that. I think I'll play the Silvergill Peddler. Tributary Vaulter when it's alone is not so great because it doesn't have anything to pump. I don't really want to attack into that, to be honest. I do want to draw a land, but I'm not in a huge hurry to draw land. Drawing a land would just be nice because then I can play Slumbering Walker and bring back Wanderwine Preacher. If they attack, I think I'm happy. Because I don't really want to trade the Peddler. Yeah, I'm perfectly content with you making that attack. Thank you. So it's kind of interesting. I think I attack with both. But I don't really want... Maybe I actually throw away Emptiness here. It's a little awkward. Emptiness with no black mana is a little limited. Well, I definitely want to loot, right? Yeah, probably I keep Emptiness so that after I trade my Silvergill Peddler here, I can get it back. Okay, I'll pitch a Vaulter. Whoa, interesting. So I could evoke Emptiness to bring back a Vaulter, or I could just play a Vaulter. Probably playing a Vaulter is better. So I'm looking to take 7 damage here. The other option is Spiral into Solitude on Flamekin Guildweaver and just leave it at that. Would I rather represent more damage? I mean, I'm not really crushing in the race at that point because then they can just hold back Sizzling Changeling and block my 4/3 Peddler. So I'd rather be representing 6 damage in the air. They are in a color. I really hate playing against this card. This card is just... I'm not going to say it's an auto win, but it's like... I mean, it's a one-sided board wipe that also is on the body of a 5/5 flyer and costs like 3 or 4 mana. I mean, they can decide to print that kind of a thing if they want to, but I think when we see it, we just have to concede. Yep. I mean, I feel like we were doing very well, but Sunderflock is a kind of a card that you can not really do so well against under pretty much any circumstances. I do, maybe once I saw it in my draft, like I did see it in my draft, maybe once I saw it, I was just supposed to pivot Elementals because it's such a like massively overwhelming bomb. But it just feels not, if it's not supported in your deck, I don't know, should I run like 2 or 3 Changelings? What would you do? Let me know. Should I run my 2 or 3 Changelings that I have? I guess I have 2 other Changelings and an Elemental, and then also play Sunderflock. It's very possible that's what I'm supposed to do. I'll keep this one, put back this Changeling. I actually am running one of the Changelings anyways in the current build after I went to 16 lands. So yeah, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to be playing Sunderflock because it's so good. But the thing is, it's really good if you're in an Elementals deck. Like, that's where it's supported, right? Okay, I will just take this because my Tributary Vaulter makes my Wanderwine Preacher asymmetrically good, in my opinion. Even though this let them do a 4 life point swing. Can I keep doing this, though? I don't know. This is so awkward. And I drew another plains, 5 plains, 0 islands. I guess I'll attack. I guess I just don't want to trade here. Yeah, I think they just have the better Merfolk build, probably. Because I passed one Wanderwine Distractor, but I just didn't see that many of those guys. But okay, in with these 2. I'll buff the Preacher. And then I have good blocks next turn, right? At least I found my island, and I can play this guy. Choose a Merfolk. Behold a Merfolk. Autopay, I'll behold this Merfolk. Okay. I mean, they could just have Appeal to Erdu or something. But I think let's just double block the 4/3, and if they want to 1-for-1 me, that's okay. Okay. Gravelgill Scoundrel is fine, and Lamenter is okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to pop this on that. And then what does it do? Remove a counter draw card. And then I will blight it after attacks. So in with these guys, give this Merfolk +2. I would like some more Vaulters. That would be nice. Bonk, bonk, bonk. And then I actually think I'm going to blight onto my Vaulter. No, actually, maybe I blight onto a Preacher. No, because then the Preacher will trade with Gravelgill Scoundrel. I'd rather just get rid of this guy. The thing is, the Vaulter can still attack. It doesn't do damage on its own, but it buffs my other Merfolk. And if I get another Vaulter, then it can attack and do damage on its own. Okay, you attack and gain some life. That's fine. I don't have any card advantage cards. That's an issue in my deck. Oh, you don't tap. So you're just offering to trade. Okay. I mean, you can play 16 lands, but then you need to draw non-lands, right? That's the thing about it. You can run 16 lands, but then you need to draw the things that are not lands. Still need to draw the things that are not lands. But thankfully, it seems like my opponent and I are in the same boat here. All right. Let's go, Vaulter team. The Vaulter Squadron is online. I guess I could clear the board if I want to. I mean, I do have Slumbering Walker or whatever it is, the one that brings things back from the dead. Okay, so the Sky Swimmer can trade with my O2 Vaulter now. Yes, and Emptiness. I also have Emptiness. Yeah, let's attack with these two, and I'll have them buff each other. This one buffs that one buffs this one, and then I'll probably cast Emptiness and bring back the Vaulter if they trade Sky Swimmer for Vaulter. So Emptiness looking pretty good here, yeah. Even on the no black plan, Emptiness looking pretty good. I get to grab my Vaulter back. Yeah, okay, we got there. All right, the Vaulter plan was pretty good. Okay, I think maybe I'll go back and look at my deck list and see if I should try to play that 5/5 Mega Bomb. Maybe I'm just supposed to be playing it. Maybe, but the problem is it costs 9 unless I draw any of 3 lands. I could play Flaring Cinder, which is a little awkward because of double blue, but like Flaring Cinder, Prideful Feastling, and the Mischievous Sneakling all make this guy cheaper, but otherwise it costs 9 mana. No, I think it's just going to be stuck in my hand too much. Also, if I'm not in the Elementals deck and I play against the Elementals deck, then it's just going to be actively bad. But okay, we're 3-3, or 3-2. I mean, if we lose this game, I'm not thrilled because I'll lose some gems, but I learned something. I learned what 5 Wanderwine Preachers plus 5 Tributary Vaulters looks like. And still at this stage in the format, it's all about learning. We're playing against perhaps a Brazilian or a Portuguese player, João Pérez. Prazer, João. All right, Flame Braider. And let us play Wanderwine Preacher. And then we'll play into Tributary Vaulter. And then we have Preacher plus Spiral into Solitude. This thing is going to be really good. Okay, I definitely want to Spiral that, but unfortunately, it's one turn before I'll be able to. Before I'll be able to exile it, and exiling it is what really matters. So if I attacked with Wanderwine Preacher here, it really would be a bluff because Appeal to Erdu, I cannot cast Appeal to Erdu. I actually think I'm supposed to bluff here and just attack. I feel like I want to do that, but I waited too long. And if you had the combat trick, you wouldn't just sit there for a long time thinking about whether to attack. You would just snap attack. If you do the bluff, you just have to snap attack. The card that I would be bluffing is a 1 and a white +2/+2 and first strike trick. Squawk Roaster. Yep, that's a good one. Play it, draw card. Absolutely nutty. This card is absolutely nutty. Okay, so let's get rid of it. Now, unfortunately, I actually can attack, right? I actually can attack because I have Appeal to Erdu up. So let's do that right now. It's possible that they block with Squawk Roaster and force me to play the Appeal to Erdu. They might think that I just forgot or overlooked that Squawk Roaster has double strike. But yeah, they're rationally just not blocking. Then I'm going to put this on the Rhyme Speaker and get rid of the Rhyme Speaker immediately. So I have to do this right now because otherwise they are going to probably put this on the Vaulter again. Otherwise, they get priority and they can cast a 4-mana instant. I could do it on their upkeep or something, but there's not really much to be gained from that. I think there's probably nothing to be gained from that. Oh, Personify is nice for blighting, right? That's one thing to note about Personify. Oh, I also got rid of their second color. So now Squawk Roaster, I was going to say it can't block Wanderwine Preacher, but now there is no Wanderwine Preacher to speak of. But okay. Oh, Slumbering Walker, that's a sweet one. Play this, bring back a Preacher, and get a 3/6. Don't mind if I do. Yep, just go ahead and do that. No attacks to be made, but then I will take a counter off and bring back a 2/2. So that's pretty sweet. Love the opponent's lands. I unfortunately am one creature shy of Appeal to Air-doing, but next turn I'll hopefully have up like a bunch of my tricks all at the same time. I'm guessing Personify is a particularly good one against the blue-red deck. If they don't play a blue permanent here, then Tributary Vaulter and Wanderwine Preacher is actually a credible attack on its own terms. So they won't necessarily sniff out that I'm representing Appeal. I don't think I've done anything to show them that I'm representing Appeal. Oh, Champion of the Path. Well, they can show me if this card is good. I had no luck with it. I found it really tough to do much of anything with. Okay, I guess I just go in with the team. Buff this Merfolk. I'm representing a good amount of damage, so I have that going for me. Yeah, I figured an attack like that would make sense. So then I'll probably just appeal on the Walker and the Vaulter. Do I trade the Preacher or do I just personify it? Yeah, I definitely trade the Preacher because I'm going to get it back from Slumbering Walker, right? So let's do this. Kill Squawk Roaster. You do get to exile a card off of the Changeling, but then I get back my Preacher. Now the question is, do I play another Preacher? I think so, right? The Walker is not that crucial to my game plan. Probably, I'm guessing they're just going to play a 7/3 next turn. I really like the idea of just crashing in with a bunch of damage. So I'll do this, bring back my other Preacher, and I have a 4/7. The 4/7 can trade with the 7/3. And by the way, I can... Actually, maybe that's an argument for saving up the 2 mana. If my Slumbering Walker gets... If I can flicker Slumbering Walker... Oh, they don't have an elemental in their hand. Interesting. I wonder if they're a little shy on creatures. If I can flicker my Slumbering Walker, then I get to reset its -1/-1 counters. That would have been another good card to flicker. Yeah, that's a little awkward, isn't it? That's awkward, because now my Wanderwine Preachers don't get through. Okay, but what I'll probably do is attack... So if I attack with all 3, I get to push 4 damage, putting them to 9. But they'll block Slumbering Walker. I flicker it, but I don't have anything to bring back at the moment. The other option is just attack with the 2 Wanderwine Preachers. They block one of them, taking 2, going to 11. And then I flicker my Slumbering Walker and bring it back. So the only advantage is an untapped Wanderwine Preacher. Okay, so it's a little awkward. It's a little funny. But I think I actually do attack with these 3. It's kind of maximally aggressive. The other option is that I just let them kill Slumbering Walker. Oh, this is the best case scenario. This is the best case scenario. Yep. Oh, this is the absolute best case scenario. I didn't even think about them just blocking a Wanderwine Preacher and not wanting to trade champion. So then I'll flicker this guy. You have 1 blue mana? What's this? Spell Snare. I did not anticipate the best of 1 Spell Snare. Holy smokes. Okay. Okay. Well, that's a Spell Snare in best of 1. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So Wanderwine Preacher is gone. I would love a Tributary Vaulter. Them killing Tributary Vaulter was a big game. I actually wonder, maybe I really was just, I think I definitely was supposed to just save up the Personify. And now I'm just blanking. Ugh, it's not good. Yeah, don't love that. And then they have a Scuzzback thingy. So all your giants have double strike. Beginning of your first main phase, you can blight one if you do make a treasure. Okay, all right. Spiral into Solitude is an awesome draw. So what I can do with Spiral is Spiral on Boldweir Aggressor. Attack with everything. Spiral on Boldweir Aggressor, because that can just eat my creatures. Attack with everything. Then I probably don't attack with Slumbering Walker, actually. Just attack with maybe just the 2/2s. They kill one of them, and then Slumbering Walker brings back a 2/2. Maybe I don't actually even attack this turn. I don't want to get rid of Champion, right? I want to get rid of the Aggressor. I'm almost certain. So Spiral onto this guy. Yeah, let's just build up our force a little bit more. So get rid of this, Blight onto the Walker. Now I could attack here. The problem with attacking here is, let's say Champion blocks a 2/2, 3/2 blocks Silvergill Mentor. Then I don't even get back my Preacher. So I think I'm just going to say here, you must have a creature. Like, you need to get another blocker. They don't actually... Oh, power 2 or less. Somehow I retconned this to mana value 2 or less. Oh, this is way better than I realized. This is way better than I realized. Why did I think it was mana value 2 or less? I wonder if I actually misread that at pre-release and have been misreading it ever since then. They blighted for a treasure? What's going on? 6, 7 mana? Oh, what's going on here? That's terrifying to me. Okay, well, that's way better than I realized. The fact that this can bring back Tributary Vaulter is so good. Oh, yes. That is a heck of a draw. That is a heck of a draw. Get rid of that. Yes. Okay. All right. Hey, we're 4-2. All right. So, yeah, hey, the Tributary Vaulter deck is not so bad. I wasn't so sure about this deck while I was drafting it or playing out the first game or two. But, yeah, I mean, you know, quintuple 2/2 Merfolk, quintuple Tributary Vaulter, it gets there. It gets there. It gets your opponents to a low life total. And it keeps you at a high life total. That's the other thing. Really good in racing. On to the next one. Let's go for 5. Well, let's go for a trophy. We just need 3 more wins before we lose 1. Oh, sorry, you got to hear me whistling. My bad. When I think the stream is paused, I might be guilty of sometimes whistling, but I accidentally unpaused it mid-whistle. My apologies. My apologies to all you fine folks for enduring the whistling. I admit it. I fully admit it. I'm a whistler. I'm actually willing to admit that. In with Wanderwine Preacher, gain 2. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Don't mind if you do. And then Tributary Vaulter. Honestly, Meander's Guide? Yeah. How about a Meander's Guide? Next turn, attack with play Tributary Vaulter, attack with Meander's Guide. Oh, I have the play to end all plays. Oh, yes. You are about to see what Sig's Command is capable of, my friends. Sig's Command, copying a Merfolk and tapping a creature. Copy a Merfolk, stun a creature. Oh, yes. This is called Sig's Command. In with Meander's Guide, tapping the Meander's Guide that I just created, and bringing back Wanderwine Preacher. Oh, the dream. Okay, I'm glad I first picked that Sig's Command and then Tunnel Visioned on Merfolks. That justified it all. That was too freaking awesome. Meander's Guide. Just meandering around the place and bringing back every card you've ever heard of. Now they're having to spend a removal spell on my fake copy of a Meander's Guide. Unfortunately, that guy does not come back. I don't want to lose Meander's Guide here. I almost want to... Yeah, I probably do just play Tributary Vaulter. I don't get to tap anything, but I have double Spiral next turn. That's pretty sickening. That's pretty sickening. So I'll go in with just the Preacher because I don't have anything to bring back. I'm surprised if they block. I'm not anticipating a block here. If only because suppose their hand is all lands. Next turn, they have some pump. +2/+2 and hexproof maybe. Next turn they would be able to block and prevent 4 damage instead of 2 damage because the Tributary Vaulter will probably pump this smaller creature. This really makes me suspect. In fact, I'm now quite certain that they have +2/+2 and hexproof, and that's probably why they're making this super aggressive attack. So if I put this on that, it will +2/+2 and hexproof. I think it's worth it. Here's the trick. I'm gonna put this on this. They're gonna +2/+2 and hexproof it. Oh, not what I thought was about to happen. Now I don't know what's going on. Now I'm actually confused. What do they have? Were they just thinking about blocking and then they looked at their hand? Maybe they don't have anything. Okay. Okay. So I don't want to attack with Meander's Guide into... I mean, they could have another of the 4/2 flash, for example. And Appeal to Erdu will not save me there. So I'm going to go ahead and just attack. If I attack with these two, the 4/2 flash does get to eat Tributary Vaulter, but I have Meander's Guide and another Tributary Vaulter where that came from. So let's go in with these two. Now I really don't think... Okay, it is the 4/2 flash. That's fine. Now I really don't think that they have +2/+2 and hexproof. It would take so much incredible discipline. Now the question is, do I actually just let this happen? And I think the answer is no. I want to trade. So my guy still dies, but Meander's Guide is going to get through next turn, hopefully, because of Spiral into Solitude. Well, I guess they could make a bunch of 2/2s. That would be really annoying. But okay, I have another Tributary Vaulter. Yeah, it would just take so much discipline to hold the 2/2 and hexproof trick. Oh, Anti-Sentence. That's a good one. And they can make a million 2/2s. Okay, now things are looking very bad for me, right? It's really hard to see how I get out of this when they can make 4 2/2s and they're still at 10. Yeah, Morkan size is really good, isn't it? I definitely underestimated that card. I'm not sure how. I guess if I can get like Slumbering Walker, something like that would do it, or my Elemental that can bring back another Tributary Vaulter, and then I just get through a bunch of damage in the air. I think they're looking for the last land. I am not looking for a land, thank you. Not what I'm looking for at all. I don't really want to attack with Dawnhand Eulogist. I thought this game was looking so good for me. Then they had removal for the Meander's Guide. Was I just not supposed to attack the Vaulter? No, because that 4/2 is coming down at any turn anyways, so they can make 6 2/2s. So basically, I actually don't care about them getting this in the bin because the moment they do this, I lose. I guess I'll just see if I can sneak through some extra damage this way. Oof. Tough stuff. And end and pass. Yeah, and this just helps them find their last land. So they kept it on top, which means it's a land and they're going to make 12 2/2s. Yeah, this card's a little good. This card's a little good. I very much underestimated this card. Turns out it's amazing. Sorry, 7 2/2s, yeah. Okay. I guess if I get Slumbering Walker, I can block and then also... Yeah, this thing does profitably block a 2/2. I take 12. So maybe I do attack with Wanderwine Preacher because it's better to trade the Preacher on the attack than on the defense because it gains me life. And then I get one more turn. I'm not sure what I can draw in that one more turn. I'm not sure what there is for me to draw here. Yeah, Morkant's eyes kind of single-handedly turned this game around. Felt very good. Well, it wasn't just that. It was anti-sentence. I mean, when they were having to use assert perfection on a token, I was feeling very good about this game. Naturally. Oh, you still have this thing to give it +2. Yeah, didn't even think about that. Okay, let's just analyze the deck a little bit. So, 4-3, not necessarily the record I'm going for, but anytime you get more wins than losses, feels pretty good. Just to look at the deck, I definitely, this is kind of like probably the average Merfolk deck, to be honest. I don't think it was anything special, but this is what it looks like. This was a nice learning experience for me. This was what it looks like when you have 5 Tributary Vaulter and 5 Wanderwine Preachers. Basically, the problem with the deck, we just kept, it felt like we were flooding even if we weren't necessarily drawing an implausible number of lands. And whenever you have that kind of feeling, it probably means that your cards are a little bit low impact. So it was a very aggressive deck, but not aggressive. And I won a lot of games by being aggressive, but not aggressive. I think it was not aggressive enough that I didn't also need some top end pieces, more top end pieces, or card advantage. Emptiness and Slumbering Walker were okay, but they're both, maybe a little bit below the level of what you would want for a bomb in this set. I mean, Emptiness is amazing, but I didn't have the black mana to make it amazing. 6 mana was really cool, but it's conditionally very cool. I wouldn't be first picking this card again. That was an experiment. And yeah, you kind of needed more Sky Swimmers. The draw 3 discard 1 Convoke spell would have been amazing for me because it would have gotten me out of some of those flooding situations. The other thing is these top end cards are not aggressive top ends. It's not like you play this and you suddenly push more damage and win. So all in all, pretty fun draft. I definitely had a lot of fun. Oh, I guess I never saw Protective Response. I did have pretty good removal, but yeah, I think where I was lacking was I really wanted more of those card advantage, aggressive pushers, bombs that actually supported the aggressive game plan, and then we might have seen a trophy. And actually, it's very possible I should have just played the second Personify even with Enters the Battlefield effects. I think it's that good. So, yep, awesome. I'll be drafting Lorwyn tomorrow. If you do want to get good and get better at Limited along with me, please go ahead and click subscribe in the link below. If you're already subscribed, go ahead and tell your friends. Until tomorrow, everyone, have tons of fun playing Magic, and do not be afraid to splash.